Hello, everybody. It is me, and I think I am streaming. Streaming. Hello. Yes, I didn't announce this one because I wasn't sure if the stream was going to work, and I just, I wanted it to be a little less stressful than on Friday, where I spent 3.5 hours of my afternoon trying to get this thing to work. So we're just keeping it simple today. So if you can join me, that's lovely. And if not, that's fine too. This will be available on YouTube afterwards. So keeping it simple. So again, hello, and I am going to turn those off until somebody actually starts chatting. There isn't, let's see, well, maybe we'll put that back up. Anyway, that is lovely. So welcome to the new studio, part 2, and hopefully this one will go a little bit smoother. I'm not doing anything complicated today. I am going to be working on wires. And so let's see what's happening. We've got 2 cameras set up. We've got the workbench camera right here. Very exciting. That works. And then the kiln cam is set up over there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and turn the kiln on because I'm going to want it in a second. So I'm going to plug it in. There we go. Doop doop. Give it a moment. Oh, it's 74 in here. What do I want? That's good enough. Beautiful. And that is everything. I'm going to turn these off. Let's go to the workbench. So I'm still fooling with all of this. Let's just get rid of that. Sorry, fooling. Yes, so yeah, let me tell you what I'm working on, because we're actually going to be mostly doing wires today. I have got a couple things on the thing that I'm working on. Let's come over here. I've got these 3 things. I've actually got one more thing that I'm going to be working on as well. And I've got the wires for this one done, and this one mostly done, and this one we're going to get started. And then I've got this little guy. We've got another magician ring to do as well. I got to get these wires done. But in the interim, I was actually, because these 2 pieces are going to be using the P3. It's so cute. Look how tiny it is. This undercoat, I wanted to kind of warm up with using the P3. And so I've had, I don't know if you can see, actually I'm going to move this out of the way for now. I've got all of this happening here. These are all of the lump enamels and maybe a few. This is that goddess red that I just got from Enamel Art Supply. And so I was like, let's use the P3 and get started on some sample strips. And so just this morning I went ahead and got the names of all these things that I want to make samples written on there. And so these are going to need to get fired. That's why I've turned the kiln on, because we're going to do that. And in the interim, we're going to get started on some wires. So, ooh, 3 possums in a trench coat says breaking in the new studio. Yeah, do you want a tour? I know I gave you a tour. Do you want a tour of the studio? Maybe. I was waiting because I got an extra long cord for the kiln cam, because this studio is actually bigger than my older studio, and the layout, everything is a little bit farther apart. I actually have a whole room just for grinding right now. So, and I got the lights out because I'm being kind of moody with my lights. But yeah, I'm going to give you a little tour. Let's hold on. Let's go to the kiln cam, because the kiln cam, I see they're going, oh, they're going up. That's fine. You know what? As much as I like the look of those, I don't like to see them. I just like to see what's going on. So I know we did this the last time, but it was very brief. I'm just going to come and get the kiln cam. There we go. So here is the new setup. This, I'm calling it the bridge because it is everything. Look, it's kind of like a bridge shape. It's like I was playing like Tetris with all of my tables. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tables in a curlicue pattern. And I've got my kiln back there. Over here, I've got my setup for, I'm not doing an acetylene tank. I am just going to be using an Orca Easy Tank with a little bit of a small canister of propane, and I've done that. That looks good. I've got some enamel storage. I guess I could turn some lights on. Hold on. There we go. And so there's all my enamel storage. Oh, geez. See this fancy, I know this is so dumb. Well, this was, the previous owner had like a huge entertainment console here, and right up here, it's not that I want to see a bunch of my own images. There's like a huge hole in the wall where they had like a huge flat screen TV there, but you have to see like there's different options. Hold on, there's options. Let's see if we can do it from over here. There, it's not that many options. It's, you could do different colors. Hold on. Color, give it to me. Oh, white. I think pink is the best though. Maybe blue, green, yellow. Oh, darn it, whatever. We'll do white. And it actually is a little heater, so it puts out the tiniest amount of heat. So that is what it is. And oh yes, here is the world's fanciest enamel sink. This was there. They very much, the previous owners loved wine, and you can see directly across from the sink we have, and actually it's completely empty because I was storing all of my, look at this beautiful, I think this might be as far as we can go. At some point this is going to be enamel storage, but right now it is pretty much nothing. It's coming soon. That is coming soon. But yes, fancy enamel sink. And then over here we have, this is, I think this is as far as the cord goes. I've got all this stuff. I'm going to be teaching at Aramont next week. So if you're joining me for that, hooray. I've got all the kits ready. You're going to be getting a little color kit. All the stuff I'm taking to with me. There's so much stuff. I'm taking everything. And then way back here, you can see I've got my, oops, if I set that down, you can see back here I've tucked my arc welder, my cutter, the rolling mill. And then finally, let's see, in this whole room, hold on, we have another room to the studio. Let's see how far we can go. Yes, we have the grinder, beautiful, in this big empty room where there is really nothing else except this piece of art. So that is the studio. So let's go back. You know, I didn't actually, no, I did turn the kiln on. That's good. So that was, all right, that is the final time. There's the kiln cam. We're back to being the kiln cam. I'm going to sneak around to the desk and go back to the workbench. Alrighty. I promise that's the last time I show my studio. So I do have a little bit of, because while that is heating up, I'm going to set this aside temporarily. You know, I'm always running a little bit behind with this, and I hope it's not laggy or anything. Let me know if you're experiencing any difficulties with the stream. You know, it's a whole different, we're not paying as much. You know, we're trying to save money. So we did not get the most expensive internet. And I know for a fact that while I'm streaming, because my husband, I got the entire basement for my studio, and my husband also has a business, and he is up in the finished attic. Mine is the bridge, and his is called the loft. And I know he has no internet right now because I'm hogging all of it. So, but that's just tough patooties. And so these are all the pieces. I'm just going to grab, let's grab this. There we go. All these things. All right, so these ones are all, I've got the samples ready to go. So I'm just going to actually grab them because these are ready to be made. And I'd really like to get there's so much. I have like 3 weeks of work that I want to get done before I go to Aramont, and I'm leaving on Saturday, and today is Tuesday. So will I get all of that stuff done? I don't think so. I need a time turner for sure, because I'm like, oh, I'd like to have all of these new samples ready so I could show them to everybody. But then I'm also like, oh, I should make some earrings. Maybe somebody wants to buy a pair of earrings. I don't know if they do, but so I should finish that. I also have a couple commissions to finish. And here I am making sample strips. It's all I've ever wanted to do. All these wonderful things. Sample strips. All right, so these are eventually, oh, they're heavy, going to be samples. You can hang out under there. And so let's just get these ready to go in the kiln. We'll set these. I think I'm going to take all this P3 stuff with me to Aramont, because although it's not a P3 class, we might as well do a P3 demo while we're there. So let me just put this in there. Let's see, Bonnie. Hey, Bonnie. And blue purple piece. All right, good. Well, I'm glad to hear that the streaming is going. Well, we are literally, we're not doing it on Wi-Fi, because in the basement, the Wi-Fi is just trash. I mean, even though the thing is kind of right above our head, I've got like a 30-foot cable going all the way up the stairs into the hallway closet. That seems to be doing just fine. So hold on, I want to save this P3, take it with me. There we go. Keep it. All right, so we're going to take this to Aramont. So I'm going to set that over there. Boom. I've got these, and I just have the P3. Everything's written and scribed properly. I'm just going to put them, because what I like to do before I sift anything over these is I do like to pop them in the kiln. Hence the kiln is on. Let's see, we've got, see how many we have. There's 6, 12. See, of course, one extra. So what is that? 19. 6 times 3 plus 1. Let's see how many. Don't talk to me about math. All right, there's a 4-some, there's a 3-some, and a 5-some. Can we do that? 1, 2, 3. All right, 2 5s. I'm thinking of trivets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay, 2 4. That fine. 3 5s and 1 4. That's what I need. I haven't really organized my trivet pile yet. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. There's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I've got more trivets. They're just hold on. I knew there were more trivets. Trivets galore. Let's see. We need 2 more 5ers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one always tips over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't trust it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, forget this one. That looks like, does that, wait, 1, 2, 3. That's good. All right, you guys can go back there. 374. And let's just get these. These are in no particular order. There's a lot of these pretty blues and greens that I'm excited about. Let's just P3. 3, 4. There we go. And Ohio, what can I say about Ohio versus North Carolina? Actually a lot. It's been, 30 years since I've lived in Ohio, and it's definitely colder. Very much. It's so autumnal here. Everything is red and brown, and it's chilly, and I'm wearing a jacket all the time. It's actually quite beautiful in kind of a dreary Ohio way, but there we go. Lovely. So, should we just do that? Let's put these in the kiln and get this done with. So I've got the kiln. It doesn't matter, honestly, for this stage, it doesn't matter. But I do have it set for 1430 Fahrenheit, 776 Celsius. So let us go back to the kiln cam and put things in. I should probably come a little closer. I don't like that one. Let's get, oh, really, you're stuck together. Moving. Everything gets jammed together. Fine, we'll just do one. I'll fool around in a moment. Let's see if we can do that. All right, we'll put this one in. Wow. Is that too many things at once? There we go. All right, while that's fooling around in the kiln, I do want to yank these apart. These are all stuck together. Come on. How could they be stuck? Let me see. Oh, there we go. Seems good. Let's get the others ready to go in. So when those come out, it won't take long. As soon as that comes back up to temperature, the others will be ready to come out. I don't like being in. Yeah, well, I guess that's just what it is. I can't not be in the frame, but I'll swim in. Where are we? 1278. We got like another minute. So there we go. And perfect. Just basically right when it gets back up to 1430 Fahrenheit, 776 Celsius. That will probably, oh, did I already do this one? Nope. All right, that's good. And now I kind of want to move forward with these. Maybe we'll kind of tag team. We'll get a little bit of sifting, because I don't like to leave these unenameled because they're very delicate. It's easy as an underglaze, there's no glass, so they need to have a glass coating over them, or they could get scratched off very easily. So, and knowing how long it takes me in between, I never give myself permission to just make sample strips. So, well, I mean, I obviously gave myself permission today, but whatever. Let's not stare into it. I'm going to call it at 1400. Seems good enough. We're just making sure that the binders had an opportunity to burn away. So get that one in there. There we go. Now, while those are cooling and that one's cooking and cooling, let me go ahead and get, we're going to be using Sawyer number 3. So let's jump on over to the workbench cam and gonna get a sifting when those are cool. Let's grab a little, oh crap, you know what I do need? No, I have it here. Got a clear fire. Let's get one of these. We will get to the wires. And let me get some soapy soap. Dawn. We've got that, a little bit of this, and a little tiny thing right here. That is fine. So while that is, let's put some clear fire. That looks like it'll be good. 1339, a little tiny drop. That's good. We don't need this stuff. Let's put you back. And you. 1376 is fine. I wonder if I want more of, that's not very much, but it should be enough to get us going. And finally, what? I bet. Let's go back to the kiln cam because those are ready to come out. There we go. That is good. Let us take a moment. Here, come on over here, buddy. Come on over here. There we go. I'm going to pull these off. Really, we're really stuck. It's fine. We'll just pull them off individually. Let them cool down. Thank you. Pating. That's good. Might as well grab these. They're really stuck on there. I don't care. Oh, you little bastard. Okie doke. you. And this last little one, I don't want to mess up my handwriting there. Fine. There we are. Okay, that should all be nice and cool. Well, these are for sure. Good. Let's flip you guys over. You know what? I bet I could just carry you over. Here we go. There we go. And let's go back to the workbench. And 2 of those. Now I'm just going to sift 2 coats, well, 1 coat fire, another coat fire, and then I promise we'll get to the wires, because then these will be, well, maybe we'll do 1 coat on the front too, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel. See how I feel. Oh, there we go. Let me just make sure that's nice and clean. Let's do this. Put that all in there. This is my favorite flux of the moment, Sawyer number 3. And let me get, do you think these are all hot still? Give it to me. You think they are hot? They're okay. There's that. That's fine. Now, last thing would be a regular trivet for sifting. There we go. So, grab a regular brush. Just simple as all of that. I bet I could zoom in a little bit. There we go. And which one should we start with? It doesn't matter. So you can see we've got that. I just have to be careful not to smudge it too much. Mix up that soap in there. Oh, and also put on the glasses that make sense for this. And then that's good. Dark olive. Oh, these are the first sample strips of the new studio. It is actually a very exciting moment. Goddess red, that's going to be, I hear that's beautiful. Like I need another red, but I need another good red. We'll see how it holds up. I'm going to have a bunch of blues and greens, but Old Thompson, so I've got these various blues and greens, but these are in lump, so I have higher expectations for clarity. There's that. That. Oh! fine. We're going to just set you over there, get you out of the way. Meadow, nice. There we go. Well, hey, Glass and Fun. Good morning. Yes, well, it's been a long time, and then last week was just a disaster for streaming, so hopefully things will go a little bit smoother. Hold on, Mystery Enameler says, I always keep a trivet that has not been on the kiln, in the kiln, so it is clean for sifting. That is a very good idea. I could probably, all of mine at this point have been in the kiln, just because. But I try to tidy them up. There we go, 1076. There we go. Palm. This is a glorious color. I'm actually going to be using this color kind of in the piece that I'm just about to get started on, in the beetle, because it has kind of like a really pretty, sorry, I'm going to pull this up. That center part, there's just going to be a little bit of yellows, like coolish greens with warmish greens is a really interesting color combo. And that palm green is almost like an iridescent greenish blue. It's very pretty. Oh yeah, an A34 coral. That's one I've had for a while, but I haven't made a sample strip for. I don't have high hopes for it. No offense. Generally, if it's called coral, it usually is just, you know, a lot of promise, not a lot of performance. But we'll see, you know. You can surprise me, A34 coral. We'll see. We will see. Oh, let me go get the other trivets. They should be cool by now. There we go. What do we have? We've got the scooches. There we go. But yes, I am very excited to be going to Aramont on Saturday to teach. It's a strange, I say I'm excited and then I'm going to bitch about the schedule. Like, the class weirdly starts Sunday night at like 6 p.m. Like there's a night, you know, I'm not a night person. But it starts, there's like a 2-hour blurb of class on Saturday night. I would almost feel better. But then it ends Friday before noon. I think, honestly, and I know there's probably a whole reason why they do it, but I would rather do Monday to Friday and have 5 full days rather than 4 full days and then 2 little smooches of a day. There we go. There we go. Bluebell. That will be a lovely, I'm assuming that will be a lovely color because I like the name Bluebell. It has to be a very lovely blue. There we go. That's 4. Let's put those right there. Excuse me while I take a moment to do this. Hold on, let me look at the hi from France. Happy to catch the stream. Well, hello. Bonjour. That's it. Je m'appelle Sandra. Welcome so much. Sorry, did I miss some newbie here? Why add soap to the clear fire? Oh yeah, it's just to make sure you get a nice even coat so it doesn't pill up and bead up. It's an anti-stickitude. What's the word that I'm looking for? Not coagulant, but something like that. It breaks up the surface tension and lets you get a perfect even coat of clear fire. Especially, it's really just important for sifting. I'll just move you over. Oh, one of my favorite greens. Tyrolean. You know what? We'll just call it my favorite green. 657 Tyrolean green. There we go. Thank you. Surfactant. It's a strange word. Surfactant. And yes, there is a product that you could buy, and I'm sure that works really well, or you could use Dawn. Oh, you could also lick it, but gross. Anytime somebody's like, oh, just use some spit, I just can't. I'm not going to. But that's just because of my surfactant. There we go. It's a little too much. And one last one. Oh yes, sapphire blue. Okay. That's lovely. I do want these to dry. So what I'm going to do, I've set these over here. I'm just going to go put these under the heat lamp for a moment just to dry them. And I'm going to get set up for doing some wires. We're multitasking. Multitasking isn't my strong suit, but I keep trying to do it anyway. And all right, we're going to keep that. And I'm probably going to need to sift a little bit more. I know there's just a lot to get done. All right, we're not quite on the front, so let's just move this like that. And we don't need these. Oh, heavy. Set these over here. And let's just scooch this out of the way temporarily. There we go. While those things are drying, let's talk about what is on the agenda for right now. I've gotten started with wires, and I've got a bunch of things. Remember, these are the designs right here. We've got, and then there's one more that I haven't glued down. It is that little magician ring. So we've got that. I've got the pieces are pretty much ready to go. I still have to fuse the bumblebee. The bumblebee, I've got the wires are totally done. You can see I did those yesterday, so those are done. And so those are going to sit there, but that's the piece that I need to really get finished. I've got the top sawn out, And then this, part of me is like, oh, maybe I should take this with me to Airmont and do it as a sample, but then that's a recipe for messing it up. But I've got this one ready, the base right there. And I've got most of the wires. I've got the wires for our friend, the beetle, but I still have a little bit of accessory wires to do there. And then I've got our friend, the cicada. He's in a little baggie to protect him. The base is ready here, and I haven't done any wires, but you can see these two pieces are going to feature some P3 underpainting, hence my giving myself permission to make some sample strips. So I guess we don't need to keep these in the bags because we're going to be using them very, very soon. I've got wires made already, and we're just, honestly, by the time I get these wires out, I bet we could take a moment and fire those other two things. Got some beautiful wire, boop, and I like to just trim it into shorter lengths. There we go. Ah, that's good enough. Shorter lengths make it easier to work with. This is, yeah, and you could see that, look at these little legs. Can you see his little legs? That was a lot of fancy ass bending right there. So, and I've kind of been going back and forth about what to actually do in this area. This bottom part is going to be a P3 painted design, and then this top part, you know, who knows? So that is good. And I've got, let's get these things. Have our tools ready to go, like that. My cutters, I've got my boop. Now we're ready to go. We're gonna pause, fire those things. Let's go to the kiln cam. There we go. We'll start with these. Yeah, it's fine. Stay. Let me get you going a little bit. There we go. Hang out there. That's fine. Let's get these. Let's just pull you out. There we go. And that Bonnie asks, what gauge did you roll for the wires? That is a good question. Oh, look, there's all the things. Yes, I generally start with 26 gauge. Sorry, let me get to my millimeters thing. 26 gauge is 0.405 millimeters. But for that little one right there, this guy, very fine. His little legs, I started with 28 gauge, which is like 0.3 millimeters. So, yeah, see, that's why I'm like hiding behind the comments. Oh, I bet we should go see what's going on with the kiln cam. I bet those are ready to come out. Oh, they're nowhere near ready to come out. But got that. Let's see. Let's have a little, not having a looky-loo per se, but we can just, there we go. I try not to stare into the window. Did I save the glasses? Yes, you could wear glasses. If you're going to do a lot of staring into the kiln, you should put those glasses on to protect your eyeballs. But this is a slightly harder. This is the Sawyer number 3, which has a slightly higher melting temperature, which is good for a flux base coat. But that means it takes a little bit longer, hotter in the kiln. And it being the base coat, I want to get it good. There we go. And I can kind of see we're at orange peel, which is, as far as I'm concerned, good enough. Let's pull you guys out. You hang out. You guys are going to go in. It's so exciting. There is nothing better than the thrill of sample strips. How are they going to come out? Will there be a new beautiful color? Will they fit on the color board? And then how will, you know, it's just a whole lot of anticipation. It's like Christmas morning. So, all right, I could stand and look at that, but I'm going to, where did I put my, oh, they're hiding over here. Let's see if we can pull these off while we're... There's so much glass on here that this is just stuck. So we're just going to see if we can pull them off individually. There we go, which will cool them down a little faster. That's good. That's good. There we go. And now we can kind of, there we go, get those. I need to make some more of these. These are getting a bit long in the tooth. So these are almost done. And then I promise we'll do some wires. My new studio is so quiet, so quiet. No one talking. It's amazing. In fact, the whole house, I mean, Wilmington, because we lived on a busy street. Castle Street was, the houses were, I could stand and outstretch and touch the two houses. They were probably 5 feet apart. And so we were always hearing, and there was like this intersection. It was constant traffic noise, car doors slamming, people yelling, you know, our neighbors being jerks, having parties until 2 a.m. It was just a lot. And we actually were sitting in our living room the other night and doing our little reading, you know, and it was so quiet that we had to actually turn the TV on, like to one of those like lo-fi channels that would just play a little background music, because you need something. You think you want perfect silence, but you really don't, because you're just listening to your heartbeat at that point. So, and the refrigerator is the only thing you can hear. We're going to let these cool. That is good. And let's get back to some wires while those are cooling. Well, there we go. Workbench. So here's the plan. I'm going to get the rest of these wires done, and then we'll sift. That will be the reward for getting these wires done. We'll be getting to move forward with the sample strips. And what I have done so far is, and you know what? I am going to grab my microscope. I'm just that kind of person. I like to see what's happening. There we go. There we go. So we're going to set you up there. I've got these circles that I made in preparation for these swoops. I'm going to set those. Oh, just go everywhere. Yeah, that's great. Here we go. And I'm going to grab this. need that. So I'm just making a bunch of these. I probably don't have enough. Just made a bunch of circles because I am going to be doing this as a painted design, but also with wires on top. So let's just zoom in. That's good, I think. And you can see I only drew it on one side because I want them to be the same. So I'm going to use the same design for both and just make two of everything is the plan. Oh, and I don't want these to tip over. Like if I just trim them, they'll tip right over it because they are a little straight. So I'm going to make a little bend so they can't tip over. You think one will be enough? We'll just try one bend. I think so. One little bend. Let's get the trims. I should double check to make sure that the wire that I bent. And you know what? Let me just test. See if it fits. Good enough. I'd rather trim them. There we go. There's one. Let's get these out of the way. Let's just continue along. There's two, and I'm going to place them as I go, just because. Flip it over. Get you out of the way. Next one. You know what I can do? Watch this. I'm going to do you think I can do two at a time? If I fold these like that, then we'll do there's one. You don't have to go so far. There we go. There's two. I'm just going to set these over it. We'll place them in a moment. Here's three. Kingfisher 4762 says, good day for enameling in Ohio. Every day is a good day for enameling. Yeah, and I notice the weekend, well, you know, to be honest, it was always kind of like you'd get this beautiful Monday to Friday weather, and then Saturday would roll around and it would just rain all weekend. And I see that is continuing here in Ohio because we had some beautiful weather. And then the weekend rolled around and it's just been rainy and cold. And I say cold, but you know, comparatively. we'll see how it is. The house is very snug though. Our house, because it's not a huge house. I know it seems huge because of this space. This basement is the same size as the rest of the house. Like I have the entire ground floor. But the house itself was built, I think, in 1942. So it's kind of, you know, for America, that's a pretty old house. It's probably our newest house that we've ever owned. But it's, and you know, they just make things differently in Ohio because they know it's going to be cold. So thick walls, lots of insulation, a little heater in the basement. Ask me again in January. Is this a piece? What is this? I'll be crying. Why is it so cold? But we go for a lot of walks. If you love, you know, it's kind of, you know, because we had to buy this house really, really fast because buying a house, 1, 2, 3, 4, is, you know, we show up at a showing, there's 40 people already there. You know, there's 10 people already put offers on the house. So you have to decide in the first minute of walking in a house if you're going to put an offer in. And it's very stressful. And so I walked in this house and I'm like, this is beautiful. I love it. We'd already put offers on 2 other houses and we had great offers. Like, honestly, our offer was, you know, full price or more anyway. So we'd already lost 2 houses and we just didn't have any time to waste. We needed a place to live. And so I didn't really look at the neighborhood all that much. I was like, gorgeous, perfect, done, buy it. And so that's kind of good and bad. The immediate neighborhood is so charming. It's right next to a lake, Lake Cable or something. I mean, we're not right on the lake, but we can sense the lake. And, you know, it's a very cute, walkable neighborhood full of, you know, the houses were all built between the 1920s and the 60s. There's a lot of, like, Brady Bunch houses. It's very, Warren says it's very, he's from Canada. He says the houses are very Canadian. But huge yards. Unfortunately, no sidewalks, which is kind of silly, but not a lot of traffic. But the flip side is we're kind of, and it's super quiet, but we're really nestled between like 2 major highways, and there is every single big box store within a mile, and which is kind of both good, super convenient, but also kind of a little depressing. There must be like a German word for something that is convenient but depressing at the same time. So, I mean, outside of the immediate neighborhood, you kind of would have it. You have to have a car. This is not a very walkable city. I think that's what I'm getting at. So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I am just fooling. There we go. Right, 1, 2, 3. You know, I thought these would take like 3 seconds, and here I am. Everything is always like that. All right, that's because I'm blabbing. That's 4 and 4. They're all about the same. They're getting a little bit smaller. Five. Just putting them. Five. Oh, which one? 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, but you know what's, well, it's not the closest library, but it's close to my parents. We went to the libraries here, and you know, I hate to say anything bad about North Carolina, but the Medina Library, amazing, just gorgeous. And in Ohio, you can get a library card for any library in the whole state. You don't have to just go to the library in your county or city. Like in Wilmington, you could only do the New Hanover County Public Library, even though the Leland Library is just across the, you know, can't do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you. And the library is just, oh, it's so amazing. And you can order books from like the Cleveland Library and they'll deliver them there. We're going to go to the Stark County Library this weekend. Or no, we're not, because I'm driving. No, we're not, because I'm driving to Aramont when I get back. But I want, you know, since we're going to be seeing my parents, I was like, I might as well check out the library that's near their house. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're definitely getting smaller. Will these Sandra, can someone join right now to watch you? I can't remember how I joined to tell them. Well, Lena, are you watching on YouTube? You could just send the link to them. It's live. I think you're watching on YouTube because that is the logo. Or you could also watch me on Twitch. There is a link to it in my social media. If someone could send, like, can you post a link? I would do it, but I don't want to mess with the computer. I don't want to mess up the thing, but it is on YouTube. And if she misses it, it will be on YouTube as a previous live stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, just a few more. Just a few more. We wouldn't want to miss out on this exciting, truly amazing. There we go. One more. Well, many more. Do you think I'll have enough of these circles? I bet I will. I think I will. Oh yeah, definitely. Let's get this one. There we go. Oh, I should put a link. You know what? I am going to put a link to my Etsy store because this is probably going to be a one-of-a-kind thing because, you know, what a big pain in the butt it is. So if you are interested in buying this piece when it is finished, it will be available in my Etsy store. Remember, it's going to be beautiful and purple, and it's going to have a drop of, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to have a beautiful drop. Where did I put it? Here it is. Here it's going to be like this. Look at this gorgeous. That'll be down like that. And I haven't decided if it's just going to have a plain chain. I have a strand of, actually I have 2 strands. Look at me not getting any work done because I'm going to show you. Let me get your opinion on this. I've got to get the, here they are. Here's the magic. Look at all these beautiful things. So there's there's three options. One is just the drop, which is an amethyst drop. And then there's two other options. For the chain, I could just do a plain, regular sterling chain, or I could do another strand. Let me get the base. So it would be kind of like, that would be like this with the, I've already lost the drop. Oh, you're over here. Be like that. Like that is one option. But then the other thing that, you know, to be honest, if I'm going to do a chain, it's probably going to be, if I'm going to do a beaded chain, that's probably going to be it. But I was really looking at this color right here of the, let me pull you up this way. Because I have this other really gorgeous, this is, I want to say it's like, look at this gorgeous green. This is like, I want to say it's like chrome diopside. I have to go look in my thing because I've got this color as well. Which, you know, to be honest, I don't think I like it now that I'm, never mind. I'm not going to do that. I just need to make something to match this really beautiful. Look how pretty these facets are. That's going to be a project for another day, but there we go. Alrighty, thank you for helping me. Warren says that that's, what is it, talking to the rubber ducky, because if you have a problem, you should explain your problem to a rubber ducky, which I guess is all of you guys. Not that you can't say, but, you know, and then as you're explaining it, you're really kind of thinking about it to yourself. And so there we go. So let's just continue along. Alrighty. That was in my little break from making these things. Oh yeah, bring you guys back. See, I was doing so well. Then I lost the thread. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we are. 9. Let's just get this. Hold on, we've got, since the amethyst briolette is a little paler than the strand, I would go with the silver chain. Yeah, I was actually thinking that. The amethyst, I wish I had a deeper briolette because it is a very pale. I've got actually a smaller, deeper one that I was actually thinking of as well. And to be honest, I always like the idea of using a precious stone, but then when I'm all is said and done and the piece is done, I always feel like it's a little too much. But yeah, I do actually have, I swear this will be the last thing. I've got this briolette that I was saving because I've got 2 of them and it's a match set. It's a little bit darker and I like the shape of it a little bit. Actually, that might be nice. Oh wait, that's the other way. So that's also an option. It's a little richer in color. You know, sometimes you're not really sure when you buy stones online how intense you're going to get them. Sometimes you're pleasantly surprised. A lot of times you are not. So let's just get this out of the way. And peridot. Yeah, peridot. Yeah, these are a very warm green. A peridot probably would be good. But I'm not allowed to buy, I can do whatever I want, obviously, but I'm like, I shouldn't buy any more strands of stones until I've used at least some of the strands I've already bought. They're so pretty, and I just can't help myself. Alright, I don't even know. I think I'm going to make 4 more, and then we'll just see where we are. I bet that'll be good. And then we'll, oh yeah, we're going to sift another coat on. We're getting there. These are real tiny. Dip-a-doop. You hang out there. So close. I might not even make that last one. We're going to see where we are. All right, let's, the moment of reckoning. Alrighty. You just hang out right there. So I know they're a little long, and I'm going to allow that because I'd rather trim them if needed, just because there's a little bit of variation. And I'm just eyeballing these. And obviously, because I'm going to be doing the painted P3, there might be a little bit of, it's going to be based entirely on how I draw it on the actual piece. So, and you know how things kind of go in real life. Yeah, we'll definitely want one more, but we'll make that last. Let's do these. Oh, these are all backwards. How lovely. There's 2. 3. Here, you know, I'm gonna take down that Etsy thing. Anyway, go buy something from my Etsy store. Oh, or subscribe to my Vimeo channel. There you go. You can look at the Vimeo channel. I just put on a little video about how to make a curly Q, a spiral, and there's a cute handout. It's a pretty straightforward and simple video. But the next video I'm going to be doing on my Vimeo channel is going to be more of a beginner level, chambre levée, and using, because I don't have my acetylene tank here in my studio, I'm going to be using an easy Orca torch and a tiny propane canister to do the fusing. So, I mean, it's not how I normally do things, but it's how I do things now in my new studio. So I feel like these little guys. All right, we're gonna do, see that one? I don't mind right there. So we need 2 more real fast. And let's do that. do 2 at a time just for funsies. Now, you know what? Why don't we? Ugh, no, let's not do that. We're gonna do one like this. Tiny. You're so tiny. The tiniest little wire. I actually think it's a little too, you know what, I feel like that's, why don't you stay right there just in case. Oh, look there, it fits perfectly. Let's try making a little slightly longer one. I'm going to make them all this size and then trim them. Oops, just fly away, little wire. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. And yeah, I know that one of them has an extra, but we'll just see. This will be the last one of this. And I'm going to make it a little longer. There we go. Okay. Where do you go? That's good. Now, this is going to be all painted. This, I think I'm going to do, oop, hello. I know it's not a perfect, it's not like a perfect thing, but that'll do. I'm going to do a second little thing because this will be black. Boop, boop, boop. And then we'll get sifting. So let's get some fresh. Let's see, what do I need for this? No, not that, obviously. So let's see, I kind of want, I got all of the, let's see, that's probably 2. Let's try this. Ugh. It's not, maybe if I undo it a little bit. Let's do this one instead. Save you for later. This is going to be too big. See, it's just... Yes, that's too big. So I need something in between. Save you for later. If this were gold wire, I would not be just, you know, blasé, so blasé about it. That looks like it'll be right. Oh yeah, that's good. Let me trim it on this. I think that's good. That's good. There we go. So we're going to do I want to have them overlapping? Yes, like a feather. Like a feather. I haven't quite drawn it perfectly, but let's get a nice straight piece. We'll start with just a little, the barest. And do I want to, yeah, we'll come to a point. I think a point is what I want. Or we'll see. Not quite a point. Thought about some sort of a bat wing up here, but this just, it was too fussy. There we go. Let's see if I like it. Yeah, that'll be fine. It's obviously a little bit long, but I would, again, I don't want to make it too short, so we'll just deal with it. Now, honestly, yeah, that's fine. Let's just pinch that. I know, bending wire, very soothing. Do that, and I want them to be the same, so I'm going to make 2 at a time. 2 at a time. Honestly, let's grab these guys. Let's see, how are you going to fit? Well, that'll do. Yeah, they're very straight. I'm having second thoughts, but that's okay. Yeah, part of me is yeah, that's fine. You know what? I'm overthinking it. It is the least important part of this piece. All right. it shorter. Oh. Not loving it. You know, I'm going to think about it. I think, is this, hold on. Oh yeah, I was like, is this a piece? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's satisfying. All right, you just hang out there, buddy. Don't go away. I'm going to think about this, whatever. And I might put a little dot there, but I'm going to think about it. I think now we've earned the right to put the second coat of clear on our sample strips. We got half an hour. We can make that happen. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to think about that. I'm probably going to tear those wires out. They're a little fussy, I think. So we're going to just move you out of the way for now. You hang out over there. Scooch you over. Save these for later. And let's bring back. I know the samples aren't exciting until the very last bit, but they're exciting for me. Come on, there we go. Let's not spill the clarifier. So let's get these. Boom. Here we are. One more coat. We don't need that. So we'll scooch up. There we go. Just put these in a pile right there. There we go. And yeah, let's get those ready. This is the fun stuff. I mean, not that wires aren't fun. It is all differently fun. And where did I put my brush? Here we are. Here we are. So second coat. Second coat. Stick that anywhere. There we go. Oh, probably. I keep forgetting that I put these stupid things on. There we go. You know, this little heater puts out, it's actually a little warm in here. I was a little worried being in the basement and being in Ohio. Two things were kind of not bothering me, but I was concerned. And I guess ask me again in 2 months. But I was worried it was going to be a little chilly down here, it being the basement. But honestly, I think because it's half buried, it's actually very well insulated. And the people who owned the house before us and did this renovation did an excellent job. I think they were planning on this being their forever home, and you know, for whatever reason they probably just needed a bigger house. So they did it right. This was not a flip, and it has new windows. Oh, it's cozy down here. And also the other thing I was maybe a little concerned was, you know, I'm so used to having a big window where I can see, and honestly it's always overcast here anyway, but it's actually not so bad. It actually keeps me focused. I can see out that tiny little window, but what is this? I guess that's okay. And there's a bigger window in the grinding room because it's technically a bedroom, and so there's an egress window that actually opens. So, but again, ask me in the depths of January how it is down here. There we go. Oh, someone had asked, Sandra, what sort of pen do you use to write on silver? That is a good question. Let me sift on this, and then I will show you the pen. Because I have it right here. There we go. Set you right there. The pen that I use is, let me show you the tip. I've got the box somewhere. Where did I put it? It is they sell these separately. They're very, very inexpensive. They do come out of there. These little holders and then the tips. And there is a reason that you buy these in a box of like 10. They don't last, you know, if you're having trouble, switch out the tip. They're not meant to last forever. I mean, if you take really good care, they do last quite a while. But this is, I want to say, I'm looking around for the box because it was quite literally just in my possession. Oh, here it is. Is this it in here? Ah, yeah. It is number 102 Hunt's Artist Pens. Now, they do actually have a finer nib, but to be honest, I found, yeah, and they sell them in, you know, a whole little mess of them. I found the one that's smaller than this to actually, let's see if I have a sample of that one. I think I do down here. Oops, it just fell to the bottom of the box. Yeah, two things. I bought this beautiful, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to be doing it. It'll be so lovely and so ergonomic to use this handle. These things don't fit on this handle, so that is unfortunate. So I'm using this kind of cheap plastic one, but it's fine. Honestly, it does the task. But the smaller ones, is this it? Yeah, this is you can't necessarily tell the difference in the size. This one has a finer tip, but I don't feel that, what number is this? This is Hunt as well, number 4. Oh, sorry, 10. Let me get my 20. I don't know what size it is. Whatever. It's small. Too small, some would say. So, you know what? Just right is 102. For me, you know, it depends. You can also use a very fine tip brush. Not as easy. Not as accurate, as it were. So, I do have, hold on, I'm putting it back, because if you are interested, I have a whole Vimeo tutorial about it. So check that out if you are interested. There we go. That was supposed to fade out. I don't know where my fades went. So let's continue along. Really the trick to getting them, everyone, you're going to get that nib, you're going to get the little jar of P3 from enamelartsupply.com, and no, I don't get a kickback, but that's where you should buy all your stuff. And you're going to get started, and it's going to be a disaster. And you're going to be like, this is impossible. The trick, quite honestly, is making sure you've really thinned it out. Hold on, I got it. I use squeegee oil, the A4 squeegee oil. You could use other different kinds of medium. That's just what I use. I have the best results. I hate the smell of it, but you know, that's neither here nor there. The trick is thinning it out enough that it will run through that pen, but also not so thin that you lose the blackness of the, we'll call it ink, the medium. Because you want a really crisp black line, and if you put too much thinner in, it's kind of a weak, not pure black line. And the other thing is just trying to use it like you'd use a traditional pen. It's much, much slower. You get one or two little scribbly lines, and then you have to dip. It is more of a meditation than a journal. The process itself, you have to slow down by 100%. There we go, we've got that. We've got this. In fact, maybe when I'm done sifting, we'll do a quick little sample. We'll do a little demo of it. How's that? Let me get these sifted on, because I don't feel like doing more wires right now. I'll finish those wires this afternoon. Gotta get all the wires done. Come on. There we go. We've got that. Yeah, we got a little bit of time. I need to sift more of this. There we go. Last one. Come on, give it to me. There we go. Now, let's just take a moment, put these under the lamp, let them dry. These are going to go dry. There we go. And this, I'm going to tip that out. And you know, let me just quickly, because we're about to flip over to the front, I want to make sure there's no little flecks of gross black. So I kind of like to, that hair is not going to go through the sifter anyway, so I'm not really worried about that. But I do like to tidy up any little flecks that I see so they don't end up on my, and I know they're just samples, but I want them to be beautiful. There, we give it to me. There you go. That's good. Good enough. And I'm actually going to put you back in here because I'm going to do some more sifting. You hang out over there. Okay. We got 15 minutes. Let's talk about P3. I've got some of that. I've got some squeegee oil. Let me get 2. Oh, hold on. We have some time. Oh, hey, Drew. I know. Well, and I didn't announce it. I did not announce this stream because I wasn't sure if it was going to work. And I didn't want to get everybody, not, you know, like the 3 people that are super excited about it. I didn't want to have it not work. And so I was just like, I'm just going to play it by ear. And honestly, next week I'm going to be in Aramont anyway, so you're not going to see me. But I really do hope to stream once a week, at least through the winter. They don't have anything else going on. So we've got this P3 here, and it comes in 2 different forms. You can buy, and I buy it, you know, there is something to be said for buying this, not gonna lie, from Thompson Enamel. This is dry. It's a powder, very pretty. This is more budget friendly. If the budget is really, really important and you're gonna do a lot of it, it's cheaper to buy this because I'm not sure the prices, but you can see the size. I guarantee you that these are probably about the same price. Well, that's not true. I don't actually know. But cheaper, slightly more convenient. This is from Thompson Enamel. I'm not sure if Enamel Art Supply sells the dry powder or not, but this little tiny container is super convenient for working with the quill pen. And you can also buy little containers. I bought a bunch of empty ones on, guess where? Amazon. The lids, you know, I think I lost the lids in the move because now that I picked that up, I remember picking up a little baggie of lids and not knowing what they were for and throwing them away because moving. You know, I didn't lose not a single jar of enamel was broken during my move. I can't believe it. It was a miracle. So anyway, we're not going to bother with the dry. The dry is the same. You just get a little knife and you'll pour this, you'll mix it all together and then put it in one of these little containers. Save yourself some money, or you can get yourself this little container that already has the oil, the medium in it. And not that you don't need extra of this, because you do, because the trick, and I'm going to get some paper towel here. Let's just, this, and also the P3 is a challenge. If you're at all a messy person, this might not be for you. The trick, the challenge is to do it. And I haven't washed, I mean, I did wash my hands, but I did not get any of this on my fingers, on my elbow. It gets everywhere because you think there's not much in here, but it's everywhere. So I'm going to get a little sample piece of silver right here just to practice on. And I've got my quill pen. Did I pull it? No, the quill pen. I put it back. Here's the quill pen. And the trick is, you notice I got 2 toothpicks. One for just A4 and one for mixing. And when you get this, it'll have separated. I've actually been using it all day, so it's actually fairly well mixed. It'll be clear liquid, which I believe is the squeegee oil on the bottom, and you have to get in there and give it a really good stir because it's pretty much going to be very lumpy. And the trick is thinning it out enough that you can dip a pen into it. I like to dip, you know, everybody has a different technique. So, and I have thinned it out a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and thin it out just a little bit more. So you do want this, but you're also going to want extra squeegee oil, which I believe you can buy from Thompson Enamel. You could also use other kinds of oils. Don't ask me. So I'm going to get just a drop Put 1 drop in there, should be good. Put that right there. This is so smelly. You're gonna hate the smell of it. There we go. And then we're gonna give it a nice stir. And like I say, I gave it a really good stir this morning, so it's not gonna take as much. But you want it to be thin, but not too thin. Let's just do that. Now I'm gonna see, I don't have my microscope camera set up. Hold on, I'm gonna have to have room for my quill, but I'll zoom in. There we go. And the trick, fresh tip, dip it. I like to go both sides, and I'll write my name, I suppose. Now the trick is you're not going to get very much. See, it sometimes when you first get started, it takes a little extra, but you cannot go fast. Oh, see, now I'm like, I probably should have gotten a fresh tip. Oh, look at me, I do this all the time. There we go. You have to be good. My handwriting is terrible. But see how I'm doing a little bit at a time. And then I'm dipping again. Let's see my handwriting. And knowing cursive will help you in this endeavor, because cursive was invented to make quill pens work. There's a reason for everything. But see, I'm just doing a little tiny bit at a time. So much fun. So, and how it looks here, you want it to be nice and black is how it's going to look with enamel over it. So if it looks a bit wishy-washy here, it's not going to get better when you put enamel over it. Yeah, I got to finish my name. Let's see. I have to remember how I spell my name. Hold on, I was going to make a curly Q at the end. There we go. You know what? Good enough. Good enough. So clean your tip when you're done. Let me get the lid on. And at this point, you should be checking your fingers, because make sure especially on your finger, depending on how good you've been with your quill maintenance, you might have it all over the quill. Depends where you put your finger. And then when you're done, so what I do is this, I would let that dry under the heat lamp or wherever, just let it dry for a little bit of time. I'm going to put it in the kiln, so to even help it along even more. So if you're not putting it in the kiln, you want to leave it dry for a couple of hours, because that is some squeegee oil. But I'm going to let it dry about 20-30 minutes, and then I'm going to put it in the kiln to burn off the squeegee oil. And then I would see, now I have a name tag, the world's tiniest name tag. But that would be a way you could sign the back of your enamel pieces if you wanted. So I'm cleaning the thing. So there, that is it. All right, so let's go ahead and fire those other pieces, and then we'll pretty much be done for the day. Well, you'll be done watching me for the day. I won't be done for the day. Let's go to the kiln camera, and where is it? There's the kiln camera. Again, we have it set for 1430 Fahrenheit, 776 Celsius. I know. Just put that anywhere. There we go. Let's put you guys in, and then I'll get the other friends. That's good. And put these right there. That's good. And probably about 2 minutes. So there we go. Oh, Carrie Person just subscribed. Thank you, Carrie. How generous. Yeah, there's not much going on. Let's go to selfie cam. Yes, here we can see, it's reversed. There's the kiln right there. I have my eye on it. Hold on. Back there. I'm keeping my eye on it. So, but that is, yeah, we're going to get those out. I'm going to put coats on the front with some silver foil and some gold foil, and maybe later tonight. No, I got to finish the wires. So the wires probably are going to take precedence over my time this afternoon. So that is what's going to happen. But hopefully I'll get these done soon. There we go. I'm going to go back to the kiln cam. That is Oh, there we are. Clicky. Okie dokes. Yeah, you look done. There you go. You're going to come out. You guys are going to go in. There's that. And again, about 2 minutes. And I'm just going to let those kind of coast on in. But I will get some enamel. I don't like to just do counter enamel and let things sit for too long, because there could be some cracking, because there's a lot of pressure on one side and no enamel on the other side. So if I'm going to let it sit for a day or two, I'm definitely going to get at least one coat of enamel on the front of these. All right, I'm not going to watch them. Nope. You guys can watch them. Here we go. Let's see if we can go on in here. Oh, yes. It's like Hades in there. We still have 100 degrees to go. And you know, my first kiln did not have a temperature controller at all. It didn't even have like an on-off switch. It just was a box and you plugged it in, and when it was plugged in, it was on. It seems wildly unsafe now, but it was cheap. It cost me $100, and I used that kiln for, I think, the first 8 years of my enameling adventures until it died, and then I got myself a Paragon. But I learned a lot about knowing the temperature of the kiln based on the color. I didn't have a window either. I would peek it, I would crack the door open and have a looky-loo and see what things were glowing. And generally speaking, if it's redder, it's cooler. If it's yellower, it's hotter. And so right now, what are we at, like 1433? Yep, we're at clicky says. So it's a nice middle. If it's glowing white, you know, you've probably gone a little too far. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so I think we're at 2 o'clock, which is what I agreed with my husband, that was as much of the internet as I was going to take up. Not that he needs to be on the internet. He's not like running an internet company. I think he likes to be on the internet. And when I was streaming, when I finally did get to stream last Friday, when I was streaming, there was no other internet in the rest of the house that was available. So I'm going to call it a day. So next week, not unfortunate for me, luckily for me and for my friends who will be joining me at Aramont, the craft place at Aramont. Next week, I'm teaching a 5-day, it's actually 6-day, but it's called a 5-day workshop on clothes. We're doing chambre levé. We're going to do a little of everything. It's going to be really intense and fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I just love Aramont. It's just a refreshing change of pace. So I will be there all next week, but I will be back the week after, and that hopefully should, you know, things will settle down until the end of the year. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and welcome to my new studio. Take care, everybody.